Hello. Today we are going to read chapter 1 of Charlene Darling, A Very Slow Turtle by Beck. And the first picture is of Scotty Skunk and Katie Koala. Chapter 1, Leaving Speedy Burger. There happened upon a certain soil to be a very sweet, very kind, very gentle turtle named Charlene. Charlene was so sweet, so kind, and so gentle that everyone who knew her called her Charlene Darling. Charlene Darling worked hard and was a friend to all, but there was one characteristic most found unfavorable about Charlene. She was extremely slow. Even for a turtle, she was exceptionally slow. Slowness is an unfortunate attribute to have in the fast food industry. By the time Charlene Darling handed customers their French fries, they were cold. By the time customers were handed their ice cream cones, they were a soppy, dribbling mess. The customers were not happy. The bosses were not happy. And Charlene Darling was miserable. Supervisor Jack Rabbit called Charlene Darling into the office to talk after half of Charlene's soft serve dripped all over a customer's shoes. It did not take long because Jack Rabbit was quick about everything. "We've had a lot of complaints about your service, Charlene Darling," Jack Rabbit started, "and we are going to have to let you go. I want you to know it's not because you are a turtle. No discrimination here. You are just too slow for Speedy Burger. Good luck." Jack Rabbit was out the door and working the floor before Charlene Darling could ask, "What am I to do?" She swallowed the lump in her throat and folded her vest. She placed her hat and name tag neatly on top of it and carried them to the counter. Katie Koala and Scotty Skunk, Charlene Darling's closest friends at Speedy Burger, rushed to her side when they saw her trying to sneak out. "Charlene Darling, the place will not be the same without you," said Scotty Skunk. "Where will you go, Charlene?" asked Katie Koala. "I don't know," Charlene said with a sigh. "I need time to think. I need help deciding what to do with myself." "Who might be the best qualified for that, Charlene Darling?" questioned Oliver Hoot Owl as he flew by. "What is he saying?" asked Charlene Darling. "Who gives the best advice for your kind in a crisis?" "Who?" reiterated Oliver Hoot Owl as he turned his head completely around from fanning the flames under the burgers with his gorgeous, strong, gorgeously feathered wing. "The owl might have a point," whispered Scotty Skunk. "The Council of Turtles?" Charlene and Katie Koala chimed together. "Who better?" "Who?" the revolving feathered head questioned one last time before giving his total attention to the burgers waiting to be flipped. "The Council of Turtles would be quite a trek for this turtle," Charlene Darling spoke softly. "And would they have time for me?" "Only one way to find out," Katie Koala said encouragingly. "Ahem," Jack Rabbit broke in. "No time to fraternize, young bloods. I need a koala on the register and a skunk slicing onion, please." "Yes, sir," Katie responded. "He always sticks me with the smelly jobs," Scotty Skunk complained. Charlene Darling grinned because she knew it to be true. But as she pushed the glass door open and a gentle breeze blew on her face and brown curls, her smile faded. She walked the streets expressionless, considering what Oliver Hoot Owl had said. The Council of Turtles presided at the Capitol as an ultimate authority for turtles in need. Their advice was sought only in the most dire of circumstances and done privately, without scrutiny by anyone. Charlene Darling had never known anyone who had appeared before the council. She had not even heard a story of anyone who had sought their help. It seemed to be forbidden to speak of such a thing. But in Charlene's mind, as well as the mind of many others, she was a turtle with a curse. She failed at her job, she was always late for appointments, and by the time she had finished putting pin curls in her hair at night and putting lipstick on her lips in the morning, there was no time for anything else. Charlene was so deep in thought she walked past her own house. She was snapped out of her daze by familiar voices calling from behind. She turned around to see her friends, Katie Koala and Scotty Skunk, chasing her with bags from Speedy Burger. "I'm glad we found you, Charlene Darling," rasped Katie Koala. "I can't believe I'm saying this," added a breathless Scotty Skunk, "but I wasn't sure we could catch up with you, Charlene. We stopped by your house after work to bring you a bite to eat. We saw that you weren't there, so we jogged down the street in hopes of finding you." Katie quickly babbled before taking a deep breath. "How thoughtful. Thank you so much," said the very touched turtle. "Let's sit on these rocks and eat together. I could use the company." The three friends each sat on a rock. Scotty handed Charlene her burger, and as she unwrapped it and took a bite, tears rolled down her face, and she exclaimed, "It's still warm. If I had been the one delivering a burger to you, there would be mold on it." "Oh, Charlene, that's just not true," Katie said as she gave Charlene a comforting hug. "You're no worse than the rest of us. We've all got our drawbacks," Scotty pointed out while unwrapping his burger. "Onions," he bellowed, and started pulling them out and flicking them as far as his fingers would flick. When he realized the girls were mesmerized by his extraordinary repulsion to a food with which he was so very well acquainted, he paused. "I bet Toby Toad put onions on my burger. He's always hopping to conclusions." The girls continued to stare in silence. "That Toad thinks he knows me so well, he doesn't need to check the order. Sure, I like the works as much as the next guy, but I can't take onions. They give me gas." The girls did not budge from their frozen positions. "You do not want to be anywhere near a gassy skunk. Believe you me." Still no movement. "I can hold my spray as well as the next guy, unless I'm startled or gassy." "Oh," the girls uttered in unison as they grasped the seriousness of the situation. "It's one of those drawbacks I mentioned everyone has," said Scotty. Katie attempted to further Scotty's point by adding, "Right. Remember, Charlene, when we had to evacuate Speedy Burger because Jolly Jaguar popped a bag behind Scotty and scared him senseless?" "Bad emission," Scotty recalled as he nibbled his fries. "Yes, but that only happened once," said Charlene. "I move slow every day." The three debated and discussed until they were deflated and disgusted. When the food was gone and the conversation lulled, Charlene Darling made an announcement. "I am going to appear before the Council of Turtles." She stood up, took a deep breath, and started walking. "Go, Charlene Darling, you go, girl," cheered the ever-supportive, ever-encouraging Katie Koala. "Are you sure you're going in the right direction?" added the ever-well-meaning, slightly less encouraging Scotty Skunk. The truth was, Charlene Darling did not know how to get to the capital, but she was certain it was too late to turn back from wherever she was going. She was moving forward, and that seemed much better than going backward. It grew dark and cold. Charlene grew weary, then sleepy. She fell on all fours, noticed the ground felt different under her hands and feet and retracted into her safe, comfy shell.